Basingstoke Bison feel the sting against the Bees. Sportsweek visits amateur wrestling club and an exclusive interview with Basingstoke Town's new assistant manager. Hello and welcome to Sportsweek. I'm Sam Ashton. Portsmouth FC are in administration for the third time in 14 years, but the club has agreed to a sale to the Portsmouth Supporters Trust. Lewis Salter went to Fratton Parl to find out more.
Fans have been using these turnstiles since the club's formation in 1898, but how much longer will these doors remain open? It's safe to say that Portsmouth Football Club has had its fair share of ups and downs, from winning the FA Cup in 2008 to their current position being in administration for the third time in 14 years. However, the club has received some good news recently, as a collective of fans known as the Portsmouth Supporters Trust have been told they can take over the club. Vince Hilaire was a Portsmouth player in the 80s and still remains involved with the club.
I think the trust has got, because it's run by fans, there'll be people that when they actually do hear news or information coming out of the football club, it will be stuff that they can believe and stuff that will be carried on. Fingers crossed the trust get it, and there is a little bit of money in the kitty, and again we can all help with that, but it's going to be difficult. It's not. I'm not going to lie to anyone. It's going to be difficult initially, but like I said, it might mean a case of taking a few steps backwards to take this great club forward.
In a statement from the Portsmouth Supporters Trust, Colin Farmery said,
"At the moment we are busy converting our pledges and we've been very encouraged by the response so far from fans. We are very much looking forward to the challenge of putting pride back into Pompey, and we feel that our community model for ownership is right for the club going forward and that other clubs will increasingly look to follow our lead."
John Portsmouth Football Club Westwood is regarded as the most recognisable football fan in the world. He also advocates the Portsmouth Supporters Trust takeover.
The ideal future for me would be for the PSD to buy the club, get some stability. I'm not worried about relegation to Division 2, that's part and parcel of football. And from a selfish point of view, I'll be going to grounds I haven't been to for 30 years. As long as we've got stability, as long as we've got it for the next generation of fans and the generation after that and the generation after that. Because I've had a fantastic time watching the club, and I know what it means to future generations.
The club's future may be uncertain, but one thing that is certain is that the fans will not be going down without a fight. Lewis Salter, Winchester News Online, Portsmouth.
The Basingstoke Bison beat local rivals Bracknell 3-1 when they last faced off. A win this weekend would see the Bison cement their place at the top of the league. Harvey Taylor was at the game.
The Bison were in good spirits going into the clash with local rivals Bracknell Bees, although there are 1,000 fans packing into the Planet Ice Arena. The Bison made a great start, with Greg Chambers firing in a long-range drive after just 99 seconds. Jaroslav Chesky doubled the Bison's advantage after racing clear of Bees defenceman Marcel Petron before Cooley slotting home. The Bees came close to pulling one back after a tame effort from Alex Simmons was capitalised on by Lucas Smittal, who squared the puck to Scott Spearing, but his shot was well saved by Stevie Lyle. Tempers threatened to boil over when Alan Lack barged Chris Melatrino into the side of the rink. Melatrino responded with a shove to Lack's face before the referees intervened. A goalmouth scramble saw the Bees pull one back for a sprawling shot from Martin Massa, leaving the visiting fans absolutely buzzing. Their joy was short-lived when Chesky restored Bison's 2-goal advantage after an assist from player coach Doug Shepherd. Greg Chambers doubled his personal tally and he went one-on-one with Carl Amber before tucking the puck home. Chambers then completed his hat-trick with a close-range finish. The Bees grabbed a consolation through Sean Thompson, although there was to be no late sting in the tail. third win in the row for the Bison saw them cement their place at the top of the table. Harvey Taylor, Winchester News Online, Basingstoke.
Basingstoke Town said goodbye to assistant manager Kevin Braybrook last weekend when he made the move to QPR. Our sports editor Henry Lewin-Titt went to the Camrose to meet his replacement, ex-Reading player Michael Gilkes.
Michael Gilkes, who played nearly 400 games for Reading, has moved to Basingstoke to become their new assistant manager. Basingstoke's manager Jason Bristow is excited about what Michael will bring to the club.
I think he's going to be great around the change room for us. Fantastic coach, and you know he's going to be good for us. And I think, as I say, you'll see us rise up the table. I've known Michael for a long time, and you know, as soon as we knew Kevin was going, he was always the one that we wanted to get in. So yeah, no, we're looking forward to working together.
Michael is also looking forward to a new challenge at his new club.
I'm so excited about the players here. You know, they're so full of energy. There's a lot of experience and some fantastic ability, and I look forward to seeing them. And if we can get them to do some of the things that we know they're capable of doing, then we're really in for a really exciting next few months. You know, I'd like to think I can bring some energy and some enthusiasm. Not that it wasn't here before, but just a different way. You know, everybody does things in their own way. I maybe have my own way of coaching. I wouldn't say it's any better. It's just a different way. But the potential's here already. I believe that I'm coming in to just help that potential and go on to where we think we can.
Michael will be wanting to bring new flair to the team and get them moving up the table. Henry Lewin-Titt, Winchester News Online, Basingstoke.
After 5 straight league defeats, Winchester City hosted Didcot Town, looking to return to winning ways. Both teams took a while to warm up on a cold night at the Den Plan Stadium, but it was the citizens who broke the deadlock. Adam Roberts collected the ball on the left of the Didcot box and found Andrew White with a pinpoint cross, who looped his header home. This was the only real opening of a scrappy first half, and tensions threatened to boil over as players from either side clashed following an incident in the Winchester area. As the half drew to a close, there was cause for concern for Didcot, as Morgan Williams had to be stretchered off after coming off worse in a 50-50 challenge. Winchester came out with a sense of purpose in the second half and quickly doubled their lead, captain Michael Charles presenting Ben Penfold with the simplest of finishes. Didcot piled on the pressure, looking for a route back into the game, but looked vulnerable at the back and were made to pay once more. Michael Charles was denied twice before lifting the ball to Penfold, who doubled his tally. The visitors continued to look for something from the game, but a quick break from Winchester saw Charles once again supply Penfold, who completed his hat-trick with ease. At 4-0 down, there was no way back for Didcot, leaving Winchester celebrating their first win since October. Sam Sheard, Winchester News Online, Winchester.
And finally, a wrestling club in Portsmouth has been training amateur wrestlers who have aspirations of becoming the next big superstar. Liam Garaham went to the club to see if he has what it takes to be a wrestler.
We've all seen wrestling like this on the telly, but how does someone break into the sport?
The Revolution Pro Wrestling School here in Portsmouth has only been open since August, but with matchmaker Andy Quilden watching every match, top talent will emerge in no time. I'm here to check it out and see if I've got what it takes to become a wrestling superstar.
I've run professional wrestling shows around the country. I've been doing it for 8 years now, and it just felt like it was kind of a natural step in progression to kind of give something back to British wrestling and to start to bring some people through the ranks. There's nothing more exciting than seeing people that you've invested time in succeed.
Eventually, it was my turn to step foot in the ring.
Down, bring your arms right across your chest, and then you slap that mat as hard as you can. Pull that rug out, you get over.
Other aspects of wrestling didn't come quite so naturally to me, and slowing the pace down didn't really help.
Good effort. Right, okay. Turn. Other way. Turn to your left. Turn to your left. Okay.
At that point, it was for the best, but I left it to those who knew what they were doing.
Basically, I just got into wrestling because I've always been a big fan of it, and I just started looking up local schools in the area. Thought I'll give it a try, sort of, you know, something to do. And then found out about this place down in Portsmouth, and I just thought I'll come down. And everyone was so friendly and just really cool to hang out with.
So what have I learned today? You need to be fast thinking, you need to be strong, you need to be athletic, and most of all, you need to be entertaining. Do I have what it takes? Doubt it. But these guys just might. Liam Garahan, Winchester News Online.
That's all for this week's Sports Week, but for more award-winning news and sport, log on to winol.co.uk.